Google says when you advocate for yourself, you are communicating your needs, interests, and rights to ensure they are respected. It involves speaking up to influence decisions that affect your life. Are you doing that? I am. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Michelle and this is Shell's Bits and Pieces, where you'll find a little bit of everything all in one place with regard to being over the age of 55. I hope everybody's having a wonderful new year. Today's January 4th, 2026, and it is a beautiful sunny day here in southern Colorado. The thing that brings me by this afternoon is I want to talk to you about something that has been weighing heavy on my mind, and you know, I think about it periodically, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on this with you. So in going about my daily life, I find that there are things that I have to speak up about, or I have to take an interest in, because if I don't, nobody else will. I'm talking about advocating for ourselves and making sure that we're doing everything that we can on our own behalf. Now, when I say advocate for yourself, I don't mean stand on the street corner with a sign saying, hey, I'm great, because, you know, we know you're great. You don't have to tell us. No, what I'm saying is, when you advocate for yourself, you follow up, you take care of, you finalize. So the first time I remember advocating for myself, really advocating for myself, was about 15 years ago. I had been experiencing some chest pains, and I wasn't sure if I was having a heart attack or what was going on. So I drove myself to the ER and checked myself in, and they ended up doing a few tests, but they admitted me because it was chest pains. The EKG that they did came back negative, and they did some other little tests and whatnot, and they ended up determining that it was a gastroenterological issue, meaning that, the short of it was I had bad acid reflux. And, it was justified because I had been eating, heavy red sauced foods and drinking, dry, delicious red wine. And I was significantly overweight. At that point in time, I was recently out of my marriage, and all kinds of things were happening, so there was a lot of stress and anxiety and things, so I was not in the best place health-wise. But because I knew what acid reflux was, I'd had bouts of it before, and it was something that was prevalent with my ex-husband and my children, I wasn't too concerned. So the doctor, now mind you, I did go in on a Friday afternoon. I remembered it was raining and just a yucky kind of day. I don't remember the month or the year, but it was just a gross day, and I was feeling gross, and I just went there. And, after they admitted me, they said that I had to stay 24 hours just to make sure everything was fine. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So fast forward to the next day. I don't even think that I stayed the night. I don't remember. I may have stayed the night. But at some point, the doctor came in and suggested that I have a colonoscopy or an endoscopy or some kind of scopy test that would determine what's going on, in this area, right? So I said to the doctor, I said, okay, when can we schedule that? And he's like, oh, we can probably do it on Monday. We'll keep you here over the weekend, and then on Monday, we'll do these tests. And I'm like, hold up. I don't think so. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I told him, I said, well, can these tests be done as an outpatient, on an outpatient basis? And he's like, well, yeah. I said, okay, then you're going to release me, and then I will call and make a follow-up appointment for an outpatient procedure. And he just looked at me like he was puzzled, like, really? Okay. Almost as if he couldn't believe that I was taking up for myself and my health care. Now, mind you, I did not ever go and get that endoscopy, and I still have not had a colonoscopy, and I don't want those scopy things. I'm sorry, but I just don't. So what the point of this is you really need to advocate for yourself I mean, I probably should go and have those SCOPY tests done. And at this point in time, I can't because I don't have insurance currently, but I will be working on that in the future. It's just been a little difficult for me to, manage just all of the things. So advocating for yourself can be in other areas as well, not just your health. You could also advocate for yourself financially in everyday life. I had another situation just this week where our state has mandated, and I don't know the specifics, so please don't quote me on this, but they've mandated some sort of program to remove lead pipe from water supplies and whatnot. So I waited for a little while before I called and made an appointment to have somebody come out, because what they're doing right now is if you have a water line or water service line that's lead, there is a program that will pay to replace it so that you don't have potential lead in your drinking water. And so I'm in a house that's really old. My home was built in 1900, so it's 125 now, this year 126 years old, so it's pretty old. I don't know when they would have installed the water service line. Probably early in the 1900s. I don't know exactly though, because I don't have that information on my home. So there's a program right now in Colorado to help homeowners replace water service lines that are made of lead or galvanized, requiring replacement. I received a letter a while back stating that they needed to know what my line was made of so they could do their inventory for all of the homes in the city, and that's fine. But I kind of dragged my feet on it. I'm a little bit of a procrastinator. So I waited until early December of this last year, 2025, before I called and made my appointment for somebody to come and inspect my water service line. And the gentleman that came, he was very polite, very courteous, very respectful of me and my home. And he went downstairs and he told me that it's galvanized. I have to disagree with this young man. I mean, as knowledgeable as he may or may not be about his job, I don't know. But I was given instructions on how to test the material myself. And I did, and I sent a picture, but the picture's hard to see, and I'll kind of show you why here. I'll pop it up somewhere so you can see what I'm talking about. But what happened was I did the test. I took a magnet and a long scratchy kind of tool. I don't know what it's called. And I went downstairs and I put the magnet on the pipe. Doesn't stick. I scratched the surface of the pipe. Now, mind you, the pipe coming through the wall is surrounded with some kind of rubber hose, so it's kind of hard to see unless you pull the hose back, but I was able to scratch it. Now, the pipe is black and the hose is black, but when you scratch the pipe, it's silver. And the silver test, I guess, or the scratch test, indicated, in addition to the fact that the magnet wouldn't stick, that this line is lead. Now, the guy that came, like I said, he was very polite, very kind, very sweet young guy. He didn't put a magnet on it. And he told me that he was sent here because the original person that was scheduled to come here was on a water main break, so he couldn't come. Now, this guy was supposed to be from the engineering department, but I'm not sure that he was. So in advocating for myself and my home, I decided to send an email, which I haven't heard back from yet because I just sent it yesterday. So I should hear back, I would think, in the next couple of days. I also gave him my phone number and told him to text me or leave me a voicemail because I think that we need to test my water. And that was another thing, oh my gosh, I'll tell you about. I need to test my water to see if there's any lead in it. And I had received a test kit, well, some of a test kit a while back, stating they needed to test the water, blah, blah, blah. And then I got the letter after that about the needing to inventory the lines. And now here we are, probably 2 years later. I'm a really bad procrastinator. And now I had this dude show up at my house and he really didn't know what he was looking at. And I don't think that he understands that some metals are magnetic and other metals are not. And he didn't even pull out a magnet. So this will be an ongoing saga for sure. I will let you know if I hear back and what happens when I do. But the point is, advocate for yourself. Don't let somebody tell you something that you disagree with is correct, because you may find that there is an error in their thought process. There is an error to their logic. There may be an error in their information and facts. So don't take no for an answer. Don't let that doctor tell you you have to stay in the hospital because he said. Don't let them give you medication that you think might make you feel a certain way. And if you do feel a certain way after taking it and you don't want to take it anymore, stop taking it. You hire them to work for you. Basically, in a nutshell, that's it. When you go to the doctor, you've hired that doctor to help you gain a diagnosis for whatever ails you. They shouldn't be telling you how it's going to be. They shouldn't be telling you that you need to do this, that, and the third if you feel something's not right. Always get a second opinion. Ask for another try, because people are people. We're human. We make mistakes. We're not experts in everything. And if the magnet doesn't stick, call the guy. Tell him what you think. I hope that you found some fun in this video, and that moving on down the road as you go through life, that you will advocate for yourself and others. I mean, don't just stand there. If something's not right, say something. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and sharing this journey with me as we continue to advocate for ourselves and the ones we love. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to like the video, maybe share it with a friend, or if you haven't become a subscriber, please consider subscribing. My channel is growing and changing, and I'm planning bigger and better things for the upcoming year. I'm advocating for myself. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Bye.